Yo, what's good, brother? Episode
What's
11. We
happening?
officially have no we can't do it with two hands. So episode 11. Oh, damn.
Huh?
Hell yeah, we can. Fuck me.
Yeah, I
Look at that.
can.
Put up those goalposts.
That's right,
I didn't
baby.
even fucking think about that. Well, episode 11. Welcome, brother. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I woke up alive today. I'm walking.
That is so fucking crazy you said that because I said that same exact thing to Susie today. Because she
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I walked in from like the because I was cleaning today, and I walked into the
Mhm.
house, and she's like, "Hey, Papa," she's like, "How you doing?" I was like, "You know what, kid?" I was like, "I'm doing good. I woke up alive today." That's so
Yeah.
crazy you said that. That's so
Yeah.
wild. No, I'm not even
I'm
joking, bro.
just
I said the same exact thing today to Susie. That's so wild.
yeah, I'm just sucking up the positives, baby.
I love
Just
sucking up
the small win.
positives.
Just, just looking at the just looking at the small wins, man. Wait, I woke up, you know. I made my bed. I took Barker out for a walk. I got to go to work today. You know,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I met. It just
Jamming on some
life's good.
DMX today. You and Barker
Yeah, let's
jamming on some
listen to some
DMX. Arf,
DMX.
arf.
Oh, oh. Yeah, it's like some remix DMX song. It's pretty good. Pump me up.
Yeah, yeah. I fucking love
But
DMX,
it's,
man. I've been getting into like different music too, like not just like my regular like Sleep Token or all that stuff. Like I just been doing like some of those playlists like on Apple. So
yeah.
I'll like listen to like some of those like late night drives, and they have like real chill melodic like kind of BPM like type of music, and then sauna
Hmm.
like dude, even when I'm driving actually. So remember those hertz music like the 324 hertz or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
listen to those
Uh-huh.
sometimes like when I'm driving home, and like literally I'll just be sitting there, and like I think I told you this before, but I was thinking like in my head, I'm like, wow, this is how it is like being 32. Like you listen to fucking 460 or 498 hertz music like while you're just fucking driving home like for an hour, and you're just like zoning out, spacing away.
Yeah. Oh, you're listening to Nickelback, baby.
Fuck yeah, I love Nickelback. No,
I've been on Nick. I've been looking for new music, and I'm like, what the fuck do I listen to? Like, I don't like much new music that comes out nowadays.
yeah,
So I'm
same,
like, you know what? I didn't really listen to Nickelback growing up. Let me throw on some Nickelback, and then
bro. That
and
is
I'm like, oh
so
shit, I'm pumped
funny.
up. I don't understand the hate for Nickelback, man. It's just so good.
Dude, they blew up so fast, I think is what it was. Like
Yeah.
they just became like Metallica gigantic like overnight, right? Like all the chicks like
Hmm.
fell in love. Dude, like if you look at that documentary there, like I remember like back in the day, like my uncle used to just like watch Nickelback like on the TV, just get drunk. We would be at his house or whatever. I'd go see my cousin or whatever. He'd just have Nickelback playing on like the what's it called, like the TV or whatever. And it was just like girls
Hmm.
showing their tits, and I'm just like, damn. You know what I mean? It's just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? I'm just like sitting there
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, like 12, 13 years old. I'm just like, this is crazy. But Nickelback was a
Yeah.
fucking jam back in the day, man. Like I'm telling you, like
Mhm.
that, like it made you want to cry, but it also like pumped you up, like, look at this photograph.
Yeah, that song.
But it's a
Yeah,
good song. It's a really good song, you know?
it is a good song. Yeah, They have good. I was so surprised. I'm like, they're actually fucking good. Like,
Really
you
good. Yeah.
know.
Like apparently like their live shows were like incredible too. Like
Mhm.
we're too old now. Like maybe we could have like snuck into like one when we were younger, but when they were like at the top of the like it was when we were in high school, they were like the top of the game, I'm pretty sure. And
Mhm.
like dude, there was like if you look at like a Nickelback like fucking concert, like there's just like fucking fire going everywhere. There's like hundreds of thousands of people like out there like inside of the field. Like it's gigantic show, probably like as big as like a Blink 182 show, I would say. Like
Yeah.
huge, like
Oh, yeah.
Blink shows are pretty big now too, right?
Yeah, they're pretty big. Yeah, playing arenas and shit. So,
Yeah, like they were, well, they were
selling
they
that.
were selling out like those outdoor like amphitheater where they were just like packing fucking people all the way back, like those
Yeah.
festivals, and just like tons of people going there, you know.
Mhm.
So it's wild, but yeah, fucking Nickelback rocks, baby. What are you
Mhm.
gonna do that? The rock and roll
Oh,
sign.
shit. Rock and roll, baby. But yeah, man. Always start off the day with a positive attitude, no matter what, right? You get to wake up, you get to go to work. I get to drive home in the snow. I get to come home, go in the sauna, sweat like bullets, and feel good. Get the
Hell yeah.
toxins out of my body. Everything's good, man. Look at the positive of everything. You just feel so much better and energized.
Hell
And it's
yeah.
just You know, and when you're in that positive mindset, man, you just look for opportunities, right? You're always looking for opportunities for where to grow, what to do better. And but if you're stuck in the negatives, then then you're the opposite. You're looking for the boundaries. I mean, not the boundaries, the barricades and whatever's stopping you, right? You're gonna find
Yeah.
anything possible, like, oh, I really want to drink a glass of water, but I have to stand up and walk over there. You just like so. That's a stupid example, but you know, but
No,
it's
it's a
like
real example though. Like you'll
it's a
you'll
real
make
example. I've been there.
yeah, you'll make
You
an
know?
obstacle for yourself. You'll make an obstacle for
Yeah,
yourself. You'll make it look like it's a fucking Himalayan mountain when actually it's just a
right.
mountain in your
Just to get up and grab
backyard.
a glass of water. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like, but if you're having the positive mindset, like, I'm gonna go get that fucking glass of water, chug it down, and fill up another glass. Let's go hydrate, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
stupid example, but it's a good, like you said, it's a good example because it's something simple that, like, you make small tasks seem like you have to climb a mountain to do them. When in reality, if you just have the right mindset, it's a simple thing to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can even like start, you know what I mean? Like if like let's just say like you get into like that mindset, right? Like let's just say like you're
mhm.
making like something that's like, oh fuck, I have to get up and, go get that glass of water, go to the Primo and I got to go fucking get the glass or whatever. What you can actually do is you can trick yourself. We were talking about state on episode 10 or whatever,
Yeah,
but you could trick yourself and you could just be like, "You know what? I'm going to do a little bachata when I'm going over there to get the fucking water." You
bachata.
know what I mean? Like you're just moving your hips or whatever, right? Then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like you got everybody in the house are just like, wow, he's in a good mood. You're just like, snap your
Hmm.
fingers, you point the guns at him, and you're like, absolutely, I'm in a great fucking mood today. You know why? Because I'm
Fuck
going to get
yeah.
my fucking water, baby. This is gonna be the most
Right.
delicious H2O, whatever the fuck that is, one hydrogen molecule and two oxygen molecules tied together, slurping down my fucking throat, and I'm gonna drink it like chug juice in fucking Fortnite, baby.
Chug juice in Fortnite. Suck it down like some egg yolks, baby.
Dude, you did suck down those egg yolks. What was that?
Dude, I love
Episode three?
sucking egg yolks. Something like that, man. That's my morning ritual, baby. I get excited just to fucking shove some yolks down my throat.
Is it really?
Morning protein, baby.
Bro, that is so funny. Like you just crack the egg yolks and you just chug them every morning.
Yeah, that takes like four at a time. Throw it in a glass and chug it down. It's
That is
like an
so
oyster.
wild.
It's like an oyster, man.
No, but so eggs are actually they've been demonized for like a really long time. But like
Oh no.
I'm not really like a big fan of like the FDA like per se, right? But they have done
Nah,
a couple
yeah.
things like they have actually uncategorized eggs as like unhealthy, and they've actually labeled them as like a superfood for people because they do have like all the essential nutrients that a body needs. So they have
Hmm.
like vitamin K, they have like acetylcholine, they have like all these other things that are like really beneficial for the brain, beneficial for um
Brain food, baby.
it's literally brain food, like it literally
Mhm.
like increases like BDNF. I'm pretty sure, like inside, don't quote me aficionado people out there, but I'm pretty sure that it increases like the brain derived nootropic factors, like so like it gives you more focus. Like it's really good like
Mhm.
nutritionally for your body. It's really good for like for children as they're growing up. Like right now, like I'm always trying to give Milo eggs because it's so beneficial for like a growing developing brain. It's good for, I'm pretty sure like it's really good for like women when they're like obviously not doctors, so don't if there's pregnant women out there, they're just like, I'm gonna eat eggs. I don't know, but not doctors. But apparently, like they're really good for like if you're pregnant and like you're about to have a baby or whatever, because it
Mhm.
delivers all those nutrients to
Right.
you or whatever. And apparently, like you get, even if you get like the cheaper grade eggs, like it's still better than not having eggs versus like
Hmm.
because you have the cheap eggs and you have like the regular or the more expensive eggs, pasture raised and all that stuff. But
Yep.
apparently, like it's more beneficial for you to eat the cheap eggs versus you not eating any eggs, obviously. So if
Yeah.
anybody's out there, like the studies show that like just get the cheap eggs if you can't afford the more expensive eggs. It's just good to get
Mhm.
eggs in your diet.
Yes, sir. And them oysters. Dude,
And
I've been loving raw oysters, man.
really?
Tony's by me. Yeah, they have oysters for like $1.25. Do you slurp down six of those, man? I don't know. I don't know what. I'm not sure what the science is behind the oysters. I know they're like high in zinc and a bunch of other crap, and it's like
Yeah.
supposed to be like a brain food too. But dude, it puts me in such a good mood. Like when I have oysters, and like,
Slurping
dude,
down the oysters.
slurping down oysters, man. It's like a sex food, man. It makes you fucking good mood, horny. It's just like, what the fuck are these oysters doing to me, man? I'm gonna
Bro,
slurp
that
some
is
more,
so
but
fun. I'm gonna suck some more oysters. That is so fucking funny. You you know what else? So I have this ginger tea that I've been sipping over here too,
hmm
and so this is one of those things that I was talking about with like the go. I just made another batch today. I have the other one behind me, but like that one probably went bad, so I'm not drinking it anymore. Because I'm using like the ghetto freezer. So I don't know if you ever like European people. What they do, man, is like if they, I don't, I'm pretty sure like American people do it too, but like European people, like I'm not European. My wife is European, so like what we do is like we put like things inside of the garage that are they eggs or whatever, they're perishable because it's so cold in the wintertime. You could put them in the garage, or we'll put things like on like overnight. Like if we make soup or something, we'll put it on the what do you call it? Like the balcony or something, or like the deck outside. We'll put it out there. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
so this what's it called? Like this ginger tea, man. Like while we're on it, so like the while we're slurping the category
slurping.
today,
Yeah.
so like the ginger tea, man. Like what it does, like it has like a whole bunch of like like benefits inside of there. And one of those things, like as like the sex food, it has like it increases blood flow, and allegedly like this honey inside of there. I don't know how true this is, but I heard like honey acts as like a natural sildenafil, like like those active ingredients in like Viagra and Cialis. It's one of those.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
apparently, like honey, like if you get really good quality honey, like it acts as like for your body, like it processes like a natural sildenafil, so it gets you, I don't know, rock hard or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? But apparently, like those are what I read in like the interwebs out there. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't know. Who knows? Not a
I like
doctor.
honey. Yep. I'm gonna put some honey on my oysters, double the power, baby.
But on oyster, have you ever had on oysters? While we're still on food, but have you ever had the like Tabasco sauce? Like, have you ever put Tabasco
Yeah,
sauce on oysters and then like you put a
Tabasco and
little
lemon. Yeah.
and lemon? Yeah, somebody showed me that one
hmm
time. Like I've only eaten one oyster. I was like, not for me. I'm just not a big
Yeah.
seafood fan in
Oh,
general.
I love it.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like
What I
fish,
what
but
I do,
that's it.
what I do like is horseradish, like mixed with like beet. And you put that on your oyster. That's fucking good.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Like
Like beets,
it's like
like
some
the
European thing. It's like
like
beets and horseradish. No, I get it from Deli for You, so I'm guessing it's European. I don't know,
yeah.
but it's so good, man.
Deli for You. That's so funny you shop there because I shop there fucking too. Shout out to Deli
Just
for
right
You.
across the street. Yeah,
Oh, from
Deli for
you? Yeah, we
You.
used to. So the
Yeah.
one that opened up in Algonquin, that was right across the street from us. So now we have to go to Algonquin to actually do like a get
Okay.
the
Yeah.
to Deli for You out there. But
Mhm.
but great place. But all right. So where do we open this bad boy up at? Besides
We
Chug
open it
Juice
up
and
with.
hard cocks.
I, I don't know. I mean, since we're on like the food topic, it just shows like how what it's so important on what you put into your body, both mentally and physically, right? So physically, obviously, the food you eat and what you drink, blah blah blah, that fuels your body, but also what you put into your mind, right? So what you feed your mind, not only what you feed down
Mm.
your throat, but what you feed your mind, right? So people always think like I need a good diet, I need to eat high protein, this and that. Yeah, that's good, but also feed the mind, right? Just like you need to go to the physical gym and you need to go to the mental gym and read, right?
Hell
So
yeah.
what you feed your mind, man, is so important, and people don't realize that. Like people like are so addicted to the news, for example, and the news is made to feed you negative, 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 live in fear, and always live reactive of all this stuff, right? And it's you feed yourself all this negativity, your brain's gonna go that way, right? But if you're instead reading positive books or hanging out with positive people or people that have big goals, that's feeding into your mind, right? But if you're hanging out with people that are depressed and hate life and feed you all this negative energy, and then your brain's gonna jump down to that wavelength with them, and it's just gonna.
Hmm.
So, and I'm not saying like if someone's struggling, don't be by their side and help them out, but be aware of how these things affect you, right? So like you're surrounded by all this negativity, be aware of it, and like they feed you this bad information, like there's, for example, you have people that, been through divorce or had bad relationships, and they'll say like all this negative stuff about being with somebody, right? And that's going to feed out into your mind, and you're just gonna, that's what you're going to think about all the time. But then if you hang out with someone that has a loving, marriage, has been married for 20 years, they'll tell you everything positive about it. And then
Yeah.
in your mind, you're going to think, oh, I want to be married. This is so much positive into it, right? So you have two different wavelengths there, right? And it's just being aware of one thing or another. I'm not saying there's obviously bad relationship and there's good relationships,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
like, but you don't want to set yourself up for failure, right? Because if people are saying, "Oh, marriage sucks, feel like a slave, my wife is the boss, tells me what to do," you know what I mean? Like,
The old
no,
ball and
like
chain.
the old ball and chain, the old gotta go home to the old lady. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like people talk like that, and it's like, no, that's not what a healthy relationship's about. But you got to be aware of that stuff, right? It's like we've been married 20 years. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We just come home and we have a normal day. But it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a relationship expert. I've been in a lot of relationships, but I'm not a relationship expert. You know what I mean? So like. But it's important to always keep that spark, keep it going, always keep dating. I don't care if you're dating for 30 years, you're always dating, right? Go on
Yeah.
a date twice a month, whatever. I'm not going to talk about dating in this episode, but that's one example, right? So like, just be aware of the negativity and the positivity. Don't let your brain be penetrated by negativity, right? Put those black.
Penetrate me.
Yeah, penetrate with. I remember one of the episodes. Penetrate
Yeah.
me with
Penetrate me with your
positivity.
positivity. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so true because and I bring this up a lot, and it's like what you look for is what you're gonna find, right? And if you look for the positive things in a relationship, you're gonna see all the positive things. But if you look for the negative things, right, and you're gonna find all the negative things. And so if you have like friends that are telling you, oh, look at the positive, this and that, you're gonna look more at the positive. Or if you have people feeding you, oh, this is bad, then you start looking at the negative. But you have to, and I'm not saying like be delusional if stuff's bad in your relationship, and stuff's bad in your relationship, but solve the issues, right? But just be aware of, all this energy that comes to you, and, and filter it, right? Filter it. What's really real and what's not, you know? And because if you just take all this negative information, verbatim, and you just take it in, you're gonna look for negativity everywhere, And I'm not just saying in a relationship, but you're at a job and people are like, oh, just another day.
Yeah. Another
What's the
day, another
famous saying?
dollar, boys.
Another day, another dollar. Living the dream.
Yeah.
Just
Living
living
the
the
dream.
dream.
Yeah. Just living the
Yeah,
dream. How you doing,
but
Carl?
it's that
Living the dream.
living a dream. But it's so contagious. Negativity is more contagious than positivity too. They can bring you down real quick.
Such a
So I
good
do my
point.
best. And I do my best to just block out the negativity, and it's be positive. Because if you can be so positive, ball of energy, you can affect others in a better way as well, right? Because I notice some people are so frustrated, so stuck in this negative cycle, and I'm very calm and like, and very like patient with them. They're like, "Oh, you're so why aren't you so frustrated?" I'm like, "There's worse things than a customer being frustrated about this bad product." You know what I mean? I'm like, I woke up today. I'm happy. I'm living. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just penetrate yourself. Penetrate with positivity, baby. Just take a
Penetrate yourself. Let's go.
take a dildo with positivity and shove it in you, baby. Take the negative dildo and shove it out the window.
If
Like
if
don't be
nobody
penetrated by that negativity.
if nobody's loving you this Valentine's Day, this is the public service announcement for you and permission for you to go and penetrate yourself on Valentine's Day. From Monumental Mindsets, we love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Penetrate positivity, baby. But yeah, go ahead.
no, this is a really good like point right there. The mental filtering like the information, like we always think about like a food pyramid, right? Like we always think,
Yeah, yeah.
or not the food pyramid, but like we always think about like the things that we consume, right? As like this is unhealthy for me because of this, like the eggs thing or whatever. This is healthy for me. This beef is healthy for me, but I can't eat it all the time. Whatever it is, right? Salad, kale, like these things are healthy for me, but like we never look at the fact that like some of those things that like I just downloaded Instagram again to my phone, right? But like here goes my
Hmm.
algorithm showing me fucking big old titties and big old asses just like floating up and down and jumping around, and I'm just like, I'm consumed for a second, right? And like,
Hmm.
like there's this carnal instinct inside of me where I'm just like, like this caveman that wants to grunt and just look at these things. And, I have to, no, but I have
Yes,
to like
sir.
literally stop my fucking self, man, because like I'll
Yeah.
get consumed and I'll try and play the pause game. Like I will do those
Mhm.
things, and yeah, like, but the thing is like, we often we don't look at these things as like like that these are bad for us, right? And that we have to filter
Yeah,
those
right.
things. Like our algorithm, they are tailored to they're literally tailored for us to click on them and stay on them longer
Hmm.
and want to and for this is the reason why they're free, right? Like these things are free because they take things from us. They take things like our time and our attention, and they have the opportunities to sell us
Hmm.
things by via innocuously or I forgot what that word is, but like they you know ads are very like they're tricky, like they play tricks on you
Yeah.
because you see them, but you see them for a long time, and this is how they sell you things, right? But
Hmm.
putting like that mental filter on things, right? Like and looking at it as like a mental pyramid instead of like the food pyramid. It's just like you know you might not necessarily want to consume Instagram reels or Facebook reels or whatever like all the time, but there might be a little place on top of the mental pyramid for you to where you can incorporate that inside of your balanced diet, right? Where you have,
Right.
I don't know what it is, I'm just shooting from the hip right here, but it's like maybe if you have like information overload at the, oh my god, look at these hearts that are just popping up on my did you see that?
I did see that.
It
Is
is
it because
so
you made a
funny.
heart?
Yeah,
How to do
it
that?
because I made a heart on my hand. Look at that. Oh, look
Oh.
at that. For Valentine's Day, everybody. This is the Valentine's Day episode. That is so funny.
That's
Um
funny.
no, but like, if you look at it through that framework, right? Like,
Hmm.
you know, that I have, not an unlimited amount of out not an
I don't get
unlimited
hearts. Look
let's
at
see, the like if you don't have an unlimited amount of time, which we don't, right? Everybody gets the same
it.
24 hours, right? But like if you
Yes,
can,
sir.
if you can parse out just like whatever minutes or hours that you want to do for that, right? 45 minutes or 1 hour and a half or whatever that you want to put at the top of your pyramid for, social media, reels, bullshit that you want to like look at or staying with the current trends or whatever. But then the rest of your day is backfilled with work and information and family and all that stuff, right? Then that's okay.
Mhm.
But like if you put that thing at the very bottom and you take up 2 rows of your pyramid, like the most important things to you are social media and this and that, like then it's not then it's not very balanced, right? Then it's just like you're
Right.
not, you're being consumed by the information instead of consuming the information and using it for something positive, I think.
Right. Yeah, and yes, and that goes like everything, right? Like people talking about relationships, people talking about your job, people talking about just everyday things like cycle out the negative stuff, you know what I mean? And focus on the pot. You're gonna find what you're looking for. You're gonna manifest what you think about. That woo woo stuff is real, man.
Woo
There's a
woo.
whole nother there's a whole nother dimension. The power of the mind, man. It's just like think about positivity, breed positivity, don't breed negativity. No one wants that shit. Like just be positive. No matter what's around you. There's all kinds of negative shit around you. Be positive. Block that negative stuff out and be aware of it. And since you're talking about like, Instagram sucking your time and stuff, it's important, it's a lot of sucking today. But
It's the
it
Valentine's
is
episode. I
Valentine's
mean, this is
Day.
this is,
But
it's so appropriate.
yeah, there's three things I wrote down for today's podcast. I haven't gone over any, but the first one was I don't know who these quotes are from, but I just saw them on Instagram. That sucked my time a little bit today, but I got some good stuff out of it. So um, there are graveyards full of people who thought they had more time.
Damn.
Let me say that again. There are graveyards full of people who thought they had more time.
Hell yeah. That's good.
I love that because it's like fuck because it's and I'm a big procrastinator. That's something I need to work on big time, right? So like you're always like I have more time, I have more time, I have more time to meet your goals, do what you love in life, travel to this country, start your business. Obviously the best time would have been 10 years ago, but the second best time is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time is not guaranteed. Time is the one resource where you don't know how much you have, right? And don't take it for granted ever. And that comes back to this positive negative thing, right? Make every day fucking positive. Yeah, some days are gonna be better than others, but make the best out of every fucking day. Live your life, because you don't know. You can end up in the grave tomorrow. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Like, you just don't know. Like, you be grateful for every day you wake up and what you get to do, right? And take initiative in doing those things you always want to do, and do it now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because then tomorrow turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into 5 years from now, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
want to go travel to Dubai, go travel to Dubai. You want to go to Australia and see some kangaroos, go see some kangaroos. You, 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 you know, you want to start your vending machine business, go start your vending machine business. And I'm talking to myself on that one. You know what I mean? Like, get shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it now. The best time is now. You know, that's why that was so powerful to me. And it's like, you get in an argument with a loved one. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Don't end it with all this negative energy. And just show love every single day to all the people you care about. You know, be positive, show love, do what you want to do, make the next step in your goals, because you never know when time's over. You can live to your 80, you can live to your 40. Who knows? You never know.
Bro,
But it's
good.
just,
Yeah, that's a powerful statement, man. There are graveyards full of people who thought they had more time. That is so
yeah.
powerful, man. And it's like, and to your point, right? It's like inaction breeds inaction, right? Action
Yep.
breeds action. And there's
Hmm.
a whole bunch of people out there that are just like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do meet myself included, right? Like
Me, yeah, I do it all the
I'm in
time.
that thing. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I was supposed to shovel the driveway. I'll do it tomorrow. Gonna be cold as fuck tomorrow, but like, god damn it, I gotta shovel you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like the thing is like, you kind of have to, like, you have to play a game with yourself sometimes, right? You have to trick
Yeah.
yourself that, like, now is the only time that I can do that. And if I get it done now, then I'm creating momentum for myself to do the next thing, right? And
Hmm.
have the next idea for the business and make the next social media post for like the business or whatever, right? Like, because like once you start to, and there's like, this is why, like, sometimes like kind of like to the point that we did like the other episode where, like, you can't there's like those non-negotiable things that you're not supposed to like add to like your like the checklist for you for moving forward or whatever, right? But there is a
Hmm.
place that you can put those on, and it's like your everyday checklist, right? Like, did I make breakfast today? Check it off, because you get like
Hmm.
a little bit of a dopamine spike, right? Like, you get like this,
Oh yeah.
aha, I completed something. You know what I mean? And like, that's what you really want. You want this action to breed more action. You want to start getting momentum. You want to start taking that snowball and making the bigger snowball, so you can eventually,
Mhm.
turn it into a snow fort or whatever the hell you want to do with the snowball. But you know it's like,
Snowman.
yeah, but like, it's like, you have to like get, number one thing that you have to do is like, you have to just start, get the action, get the momentum going, get the inertia, you know what I mean? Like, however the hell you have to do it, but just like get going, right? Like, write the
Yeah.
simple shit on the thing and just say like, I made a bagel, check mark, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the thing too, right? And actually, I'll roll into my next thing I wrote down, because it kind of rolls into it. Because people get overwhelmed, right? And you're like, oh, I don't want to start my business because there's so many steps to take. We kind of talked about this last episode, but it's a little different. So your progress doesn't have to be seen, congratulated, or validated by others for it to be real, right? So like, when you're taking these small steps every day that you're
Mm.
procrastinating to do, you take these steps. You don't need people to say like, oh, Tim and Carlos are making podcasts. They're being ridiculous. Like, we don't need the validation from people. We're doing it for ourselves. We want to take this action.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be congratulated by other people, right? We're doing it for us, and that's what makes it real, right? It's what we don't care about validation from others that are on a different path. And like, we're doing this, one, for ourselves, and two, and hopefully make an impact on others' lives, right? And it turns into something big over time, and it snowballs into that snowman, snow fort. Right now, it's a snowball, right? So right now we're snowballing. We're just learning. We're learning how to podcast, learning how to talk, blah blah blah, and do all this stuff, right? And later on it's gonna turn to a bigger snowball, bigger snowball. Then we got a snowman, and then we got a snow fort, and then we got monumental mindset gym and library of books. And what I'm saying, like, you got to start small. Everyone looks at the end goal, right? And then everyone's gonna say, what are they doing? They're not gonna go anywhere, right? But you don't need those little congratulations throughout your journey. It's what you do in the dark. No one's ever gonna congratulate you, right? When you make it to the top, they're like, oh yeah, oh, so they're so lucky they did all this, and but they never see all the work
Hmm.
that goes in the dark, right? And it's that's what's important. Never feel that what you do need to be validated by anyone but yourself. You only you know the direction you want to take in your life. Only you know what it takes to get there, and don't let others judge you, or you feel like you need to be validated by others, right? And that goes with anything. I mean, just general off topic. Don't feel the need to be you need to be validated by anyone for your looks, for what you do in life, for anything. Like, don't feel the need to be validated. Don't be those girls that post half naked pictures because you want to be validated by other men. Don't be you don't need to be and that's not just for women. I mean, guys do the same thing. They post
Hmm.
stuff for attention on social media. Everyone does it at some point.
Some meat
I've done it.
pictures.
Yeah, I've done it. Like, you post stuff to get attention from people, and it's like, why am I doing that? Or why is that? Because you're just looking for validation, but you don't need validation from other people. Then you're not living to your authentic self. Validate yourself. Do you feel like this is the path you want to go on, right? Not what you think others want from you. And you don't need that validation. Be secure yourself and your goals. Be strong. And do what you need to do. And don't let the haters penetrate you with their negativity. And don't feel the need to be validated by anybody. And I say anybody, you know what I mean? Find those people on the same wavelengths, work together with the same goals, and keep on, moving up that mountain, and don't let anyone knock you down. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got passionate about that.
No, that was good. That was good. That was great. I don't have a pen, so I'm taking notes on my phone right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you see me like looking down, I'm typing the notes that so I don't forget like
Hmm.
what we're talking about right now. Um,
Yeah.
but no, this is a really good point. Like this validation thing, it's like too many times, and this is also one of those things that breed a whole bunch of inaction. I think from people because they don't take action because they are stuck in the echo chamber of what I think that someone else is going to think about me.
Yeah.
And I think that this is so important that I think that probably you would agree is just like you have to literally fucking get out of that echo chamber, get out of the cave where you think that somebody else is going to think that I'm not doing a good job, or that my mom is thinking that I'm not going to be this entrepreneur thing is not for me because like it didn't work for my uncle or whatever the fuck it is, right? But
Hmm.
you have to get out of the echo chamber of taking the thinking about the advice that somebody else is going to give you who's never even tried this, right? And just go try it anyways, and if you fail you're going to learn a lesson. And you don't have to worry about external validation because as long as it's aligned again with like this deep why, right? If it's aligned with you and if it's aligned with your core your internal resonance, like if it's aligned with you and your frequencies and your radio station and your antenna is tuned to like this direction or whatever, right? Like then who's to tell you that you're on the wrong path, that you're doing the wrong thing, right? That I'm not going to validate you. Guess what? Somebody else is going to validate you. Somebody else who's down down the path or down the line. Somebody else is gonna see you. Somebody else is going to pick up on those things, and they're going to be like, dude, that's an incredible job. Not even that you're looking for the validation, but the validation that you're looking for might not be from the people that you think that are going to be judging you so hard, because at the end of the day, if they don't agree with what you're trying to do, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like like you shouldn't worry so about big life decisions, big things that you want for yourself, right? Like
Mhm.
if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be something out there, if you want to own a library or something, right? Who's somebody else to tell you that you can't do that thing? You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah.
they want to own a car dealership and you want to own a library, both of you are right. Two people don't have two people can be right at the same time and wrong at the same time, comma, that's okay. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I love that, man. That was powerful. It's just anything you do, you don't need validation from anyone. Everyone's living a different life through a different lens, right? And it's like everyone has such different different goals, different aspirations, different everything. You know what I mean? And it goes back to me too, like the validation. You know, the kind of the easy examples I think of is like you buy that nice car because you want to be cool, right? But is that taking you away from your financial goals, right? You could have took that money and invested it in something else that's going to make your financials grow to get that financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you burning your money in this car just to be cool and show off, right? And I'm not saying like that's like I said this before, like if you're really into cars and that's your hobby and it brings you all this happiness for you, not for others, but for you,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to do, right? But never do things for other people. Don't wear the fancy brands, the fancy cars for other people. If that's what you like and that brings you internal happiness for yourself, go right ahead. If that aligns with you, right? I don't judge anyone for what they do because if it makes them happy, fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Sex caves in the
and just
house. That's okay.
yeah, you know, just 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 don't do things for other people's validation or approval. Do it for you, right? You know, people can make fun of my Camry all they want. You know, I
I
did
love
buy
your
a new
Camry,
car,
bro.
by the way, for my brother, so I still have that too. But you know, it's
Congratulations, brother. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
thanks, man. But I didn't let that, take away from my goals that I've been doing. I've been investing money and doing what I want to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something for me, and I want this car for me. I don't care what anyone thinks. You know what I mean? So I don't. I just it's just, you don't do things that don't align because then you get lost. You get lost. And actually, I listened to episode 1 today from us, and I talked about being a chameleon. You know,
Oh
being
yeah,
being
you
the
did talk about being a
yeah.
chameleon.
And it's like I always did these things to find approval from other people, right? It's like I did this so I can get approved by this group of people. And then I would act totally different with this group of people so I can fit in and, do what I think they would think is cool. And I would just be changing my personality, not my personality, but like what I say, what I do around these people just to fit in and be a different person, right? But no, fuck that. I'm gonna be myself, be authentic, and stop being this chameleon, I like to call it, because changing colors, changing roles, the different people you hang out with, just to find approval for them, right?
That's
And you
so
get
funny, the
lost.
chameleon.
You get so lost, man. You get lost because you're like, who the fuck am I? And so you have to be strong on who you are, and you're gonna do all these things in life. People are gonna make fun. Oh, what is he doing? Blah blah blah. He failed this. He did that. Why is he doing this? But actually, you know what? I'm gonna go over my third thing I said. So the third one is failure is a learning experience. You can either turn it into a tombstone or a stepping stone. So let me say it again.
Mm,
Failure
that's
is a
good.
learning experience. You either turn it into a tombstone or a stepping stone. So like, you're going for your goals. Say you fail. You set up a business, you invested all your money in, you open up a machine shop. You invested money in machines, you didn't get the business, you had to close down. Everyone's like, "Oh, I told you, Tim, you're a failure. Why did you even try that?" Blah blah. But you know what? You can turn that into a tombstone and be like, "Oh, I am a failure. Why did I try this? I'm such a piece of shit. I'm so stupid." You can easily just bury yourself and sign your tombstone, and right there goes all your goals and
Mm-hmm.
aspirations. Or you can turn it into that stepping stone, be like, you know what, I did all this, here's what I learned, this is what I'm gonna do better next time, and I'm gonna fucking open up that machine shop. Or it turns into something different. You learn something completely different from that machine shop, and now you're gonna open up a fucking spa. I don't know, something completely different. But you
Mm-hmm.
learn, you take what you learn, and you take that whole experience and you take the next step, and you take the next, and you grow from it, that comes with always staying positive, right? Failure is an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to take the next step. Not it's not Don't take it as a failure as falling into your grave.
Yeah, that is really good. And something that you said there is like is like pivot from the experience and learn from the opportunity, because that is, you do. And I'm gonna try and connect some dots here, like that you're talking about, and try to connect it like from my like personal experience, because
Yeah,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Sorry. And then so like like what I'm trying to say is like, that this the pivot from your experience, it's like a learning opportunity, because what happens is like time and time again, like we always think that like there's something that whatever you're doing right now is not going to translate to the next thing that you're doing, right? And we always think
Right.
that like if it ends here, it dies, right? And that's like the tombstone theory. Like I didn't learn anything from it. This is just a, a garbage waste of time for whatever it is, right? But actually, I think that like all of these skills, like if it doesn't have to be a skill, but it could be anything, right? But I think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times, like all these things, they transcend into the next thing, they transmute into the next thing, they there is there it pays dividends at some point. And like I'll give like this example right now is like when I was making music, right? Like number one, like for like this validation thing, like I'm going to try to connect the dots for the validation point too here, because like when I was making music, I remember there was something inside of me where I was just like, I'm doing this for me. I don't want anybody else to ever, like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I was like, if I think it's good, like then I'm gonna release it. Like if I think that it's an incredible thing, this verse was hot, this whatever, right? Like I always remember that I was just like, you know what, like I always felt like there was something there. I released it, and I was like, I don't care what anybody thinks. You know what I mean? Like it ended up being like towards the end of like the music career that like it was resonating with a lot of people, and I was like, wow, like there is a lot of things that you get from like once people start to actually validate the things. But for the most part, like in the beginning, like I didn't want no validation from people. I didn't care, you know what I mean? Like, and
Mm-hmm.
then but like translating it into like this thing right now is like and pivoting it is like that I didn't know that like everything that I learned from like audio engineering or mixing and mastering and doing all these things, that it would also translate into podcasts, right? Like when we have some
Right.
hiccups sometimes with like the audio or whatever, or like setting up this bad boy right here, like I didn't know that like this would all translate into like podcasting, or that I would ever use these headphones again or this microphone again. Like I just kind of kept them like in the storage or whatever, and I was like, maybe if I
Yeah.
find my voice for music, maybe I'll use it again, right? But like a
Yeah.
lot of times, like these things, they transcend into like these into like something that we don't even see right now. And if you can
Mm-hmm.
see past that, this is the death of something, that this is the tombstone of what I'm walking on right now. And actually, I can pick it up and use it as my stepping stone. I can break it into smaller pieces and use these ideas and use these tools into making reels for my business, or making things for like a podcast, or talking about fucking spray bottles in a microphone or whatever to seem more professional for cleaning business or whatever, right? Like however you want to make it into something else, like there's always a lesson to be learned. But
Mm-hmm.
always I think that there's a lesson to be learned, but sometimes and too often I think for most people this was certainly the case back in the day for me, is I would always think that this is the death of something and I'm never going to use it again.
Right. Yeah. Those are great examples. And an example for me is like when I did the home run brew, the beers, right?
Yeah.
Like when I was doing it, it's like I'm
The
gonna open up a
moonshot was
brewery.
delicious, by the way.
Yeah, moonshot. That was a fan favorite for sure. But yeah, so I did the beer. I was like, oh, one day I'm opening up a brewery, blah 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 blah. So I made beer for, I don't know how long it was, a year and a half, 2 years or so. But I did the bottles, we did the graphic design for that and everything, and just the process of, working with a partner and, brewing the beer, designing the labels, releasing them to people to purchase. I learned a lot through that. And like, yeah, now I don't want to open up a brewery because that's not my path and where I want to go. And, I don't drink as much alcohol and stuff, right? But I've learned
Mm-hmm.
so much from that where I can, bring over to other things like, the graphic design stuff, working with customers, working with a partner on something, like all those little like skills, the soft skills, hard skills, like
Yeah.
you take all those skills and you take that into something else, right? So nothing's ever a failure. It's called a failure, but you learn. Learning is not failing. So like I stopped doing it because I lost love of alcohol. So I was like, I mean, I don't know. When you're brewing beer, you're drinking it too. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Yeah. The baker's got to taste
so
the creations.
right, but I never regret doing that. I learned so much from doing that. What equipment I needed, how to set up the equipment, how to follow procedures, this and those little things. And I'm an engineer, so that's what I do. Almost, I set up procedures, do this, build things. So it's like it helped me at my own job, and helped me and think about how I'd want to run a business in the future. And you learn a lot through it, right? And you never look at anything as a failure. I'm proud of what I did. It
Hell
didn't
yeah.
go where I wanted to, but part of that was because I wanted to take a different direction at that point in time. A couple of years later, I changed my trajectory. I didn't want to open up a brewery anymore or anything. And it's
Yeah, home run was it was awesome, bro. Like I I thought like your label designing on those bad boys were stellar. Like with the guy
Yeah.
the
And I,
moonshot was like the dude like it was like
yeah.
it was
And I
almost
want,
like it was a Michael Jordan-esque like baseball player, you know what I mean? Like it was like is
mhm.
exactly what you wanted for like a baseball thing, and I thought it was, you know, I thought it was very well crafted, like those labels. I thought the moonshot was delicious. The
Yeah.
other ones were good too, but like the moonshot was very good. It was like almost like a blue
Yeah.
moonish type of thing. Um, you
Yeah.
know, and
And I
then
want,
oh, go ahead.
and I was gonna say, and I want to give credit to my partner at the time, Chris Leifel. It wasn't all me. So,
Let's go, Chris.
so
Hell yeah,
yeah, he helped
brother.
me out, and I learned a lot together with him. So, I want to give up some credit to him as well. But on that note as well, though, I just thought about it on top of my head, like all those skills translated to Calmine Tea, designing the logo, designing the labels, packaging that. I'm just like, I didn't even think about that until now for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
I'm running Calmine Tea with my girlfriend and everything, and it's just like, oh, if I didn't do all that home run brew stuff, this would have been a lot harder for me. But I was able to help her, support her, and running her Calmine Tea because I learned all those skills before, you know. So you never know like where you're going to use these skills and all that. So always just do what feels right. And down the road, you might go a whole different direction, but everything you do, you're going to learn and you're going to use those skills and experiences, and they'll help you, you know, wisdom, skills, everything. You know what I'm saying? I just do it.
yeah, and it's like, you know, always keep your eyes open for the opportunities, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't think that there's opportunities in front of you, of course there's not going to be opportunities in front of you. But if you keep your eyes open for the opportunity, there of course will be something somewhere that there's an opportunity. But you know, and it's always like that thing, right? It's better to be prepared for the opportunity than to not have the opportunity present itself at all. And
Mhm.
you know, and it's really funny too because, like you mentioned that, because you know all of that translation into Calamine Tea, but also what's crazy is like, you know, like this you know, like the podcast, right? The Monumental podcast, like this crazily enough translated into my business for like the house cleaning business. Crazily
Yeah.
enough, like this has like been one of the best teachers for me for like literally learning how to talk, like learning how to
Yeah.
facilitate conversations, asking better questions over the phone. Like, you know, I always thought I was a good salesman before. I was always top, like when I was doing like car sales and stuff. But like, it's a little bit different when you're trying to make people give you money and they've never met you before. Like over the phone, it's a little bit different. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I got to do it within 20 minutes, and it's pretty difficult. But like the crazy thing is like I noticed that 100%, like since we started this, I've definitely gotten like, I mean, you were listening to episode 1 today. You heard me say like, you know what I mean? Like I was fucking I
Yeah.
listened to it like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I was like, I wish I had that one back. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mhm.
know, that ball was a
That's
strike,
why
and
we do it.
I whiffed. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But like, crazily enough, is like, you know, to like all to like that point is like, you know, this translated like into the business I do now, because like, you know,
Mhm.
I'm speaking better, I'm more confident over the like, it just
Yeah.
crazily just happened like that. I don't know if it would have happened anyways. You know, like those are things that, like, you know, it's really hard to like
Mhm.
gauge. Would it have happened anyways? Maybe, but like at least it accelerated the trajectory of it, right?
Right. Yeah. Because even like when my girlfriend wanted to start the Calm Mind tea thing, she, you know, she obviously already had the idea, the teas, everything else, and I was just like, you know what? I did something similar like this for beer, so I was confident to help her, and you know what I mean. And I
Yes.
learned even more just, you know, supporting her and her business and everything too. So I was happy to help and use my past experience to kind of help out with that. And I learned a lot more new things as well. So, you know, it's just always use your experiences and learn from it, right? Always take the positive things, you know, take the syringe and suck out all the positive, you know, and leave the negative behind, you know what I mean?
That's right.
I
That
don't know.
dead weight, that negative energy, the negative space, the black holes inside of the enigmatic universe out there. We don't want that shit.
Mhm.
Get it out of here.
Nah,
Get him out of
exactly.
here. Strike or out. That's ouch. Ouch.
Ow.
Put me in,
But yeah, man.
Put,
No, go ahead.
no, I was. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was just saying, put me in, because I was saying.
Put me in. I was gonna say let's what time is 11:40? I was gonna say let's
Holy
get
shit! It's 11:40,
yeah, so
bro.
let's get
That's
ready to wrap this
crazy.
puppy up.
All right,
So
I got one right here, since we
do it.
kind of
Let's do it. Yeah.
we bled into this
Bring it.
bad boy. I got one right here. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to do two really quick ones because I really love this second one over here, but I really love this
Yeah.
one right here. There's a couple by Eckhart Tolle, man, where they almost like because just remember like how much they like elicit like a visceral feeling from like, back when I was really feeling like emotions and stuff from, a couple of
Mhm.
years ago. But, this one right here is like when you pray for something, believe that it always when you pray for something, believe that it has been given to you or that you already have it, and then you will receive it. And
Mhm.
like something like this is like, and I'll read it one more time because that was a really good thing that you did, is like emphasizing that. When you pray for something, believe that believe that it has already been given to you or that you already have it, and then you will
Mhm.
receive it. And what that means, man, is like, in all manifestation books and all manifestation, like, type of things, like we're always thinking about like this thing. We always want this thing, right? We always want it. We always want it, but we don't do enough to believe and trick ourselves that we already have it, right? And once you can elicit
Manifested.
that, yeah, once you can elicit that feeling inside of yourself that like, I already have like this thing, right? Like, everything that you have is already inside of you. It's just like now you have to start visualizing that thing. Now you have to start like believing that it's already yours. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this whatever, this business is already mine. I feel it. I can smell it. I know exactly how I'm going to operate
Mm.
this business, right? Like
Smells
it's
good.
it smells good, baby. And like once you can like I really love that, man, because like a lot of people like they just want things, like, and they just like,
Mhm.
the universe is going to sway my way, and like I'm just going to want this thing or whatever, right? But like you have to do a little bit more. Like if you really want to visualize and manifest these things, and and really, be in harmony with the universe, like you have to want it in a different way too. You have to visualize it, you have
Yep.
to smell it, you have to taste it, you have to, go and touch
Mhm.
it, right? Like not touch the wood, not this time, but but
You can touch my wood.
um and things like that. So I love that one by Eckhart Tolle. Like I think it's from I forgot what book it's from, but it's from Eckhart Tolle. And then this
Yeah.
one down here, damn, I'm just gonna read these bad boys, and maybe one day we'll go back into them because
Yeah.
I can't believe
Hey,
it's 11:40. That's crazy. But I'm just gonna
yeah.
read
Hey,
these bad
Carlos,
boys out.
I got 4% of my phone. I just noticed it's gonna die in like probably a
Woo! All
minute.
right, here I'm gonna end this with these two bad boys, and
Do
then
it.
we'll do a little closer. So like this one is
Yeah.
the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by the word sadness.
Yes.
So it's like the word happy would lose its meaning if it weren't balanced by the word sadness, or yeah, balanced by sadness. And like, that's cloudy skies, sunny days, and all that stuff, and puddles and mud, and dry beaches and all that stuff. And so that's really what like those things are right there. And then I'm going to end it with this bad boy because this one's one of my favorite ones. And it's
Hmm.
every man is two men. One is asleep in the light, the other is awake in the darkness. I love that one, man. Every
Ooh,
man is two men. One is asleep in the light, and the other is awake in the darkness. That one's
I like that.
I fucking love it. That one's by Khalil Gibran, a very
Uh-huh.
old author. A lot of spirituality and woo woo inside of some of these
Yeah.
books or whatever. But like, if you can get down with it, get down with it. But brother,
Damn right.
I know you got 4%. End this bad boy.
I
Close it
got
out.
2%, baby. Two
Ooh,
percent.
2%.
All
Close it
right.
out.
Yeah. Just just don't care what anyone fucking thinks. Find your path, follow your path, penetrate that mind with positivity, and do you, baby. Do
Do,
you.
do
And
you
succeed in life. Let's go.
succeed
Monumental,
in life?
baby.
Be
Monumental.
monumental. Be monumental
Yes,
and
sir.
charge that phone.
Charge that phone. All right. Peace.
Love you, brother. Love you, brother. Happy
Love you
Valentine's Day,
too.
everybody.
Yep. Bye bye.